This is me. I'm something rather interesting. This is supposed to be an introduction to a series we're going to be going into, and it's called differentiation. Most students, when they hear the word differentiation, get scared, but I will, in this short video, walk you through certain essential things you need to know about differentiation. Okay, so let's start the story. When we mention the word differentiation, let's assume we've never heard about this differentiation before. When you hear the word differentiation, it means that you are talking about an aspect of mathematics called calculus. Calculus. So if that still seems very strange to you, let's take it back a little more. Mathematics is broken down into three aspects. We have algebra, we have geometry, and we have arithmetic. Now, these three areas form the basic building block for calculus, which is another area we'll talk about in mathematics. But for students of ordinary mathematics, we may not bore you so much with things pertaining to differentiation. But if you're going to go further, you want to become an engineer, then you would need strong knowledge of this topic. So differentiation has a brother called integration. Differentiation has a brother called what? Integration. So to differentiate is to split up or make smaller. To integrate is to build up and complex, as it were. But that's what it sounds like on the surface. By the time you apply the principle, you begin to understand how much of how really interesting these topics can be. So let's come back to differentiation. So what is differentiation? Now, for an average student of mathematics and one who perhaps have done a little bit of other maths, differentiation, the key word in the word change. So essentially in differentiation, we are measuring change. What kind of change? In your mathematics, you will talk about vertical and horizontal movements. Vertical and horizontal movements. So when we talk about change, we're talking about what is happening in your vertical over what is happening in your horizontal. We know that we present X as our horizontal and our Y as our vertical. Take us back a little. There's something we call the Cartesian plane. Every shape that is two-dimensional is described in terms of vertical movements and what? Horizontal movements. So, if we have vertical movements and we have horizontal movement, we can say that differentiation is a rate. It's a rate because from your arithmetic you have been taught what is called rates. What is rate? We are relating two different quantities. So differentiation becomes a measure of rates that describes what is happening in Y over what is happening in X. So we can say one word that helps us to understand differentiation on the surface is what is called rates. But in its depth, we look at differentiation in terms of, we hear words like tangents, which is opposites, over what? Adjacent. We can look at differentiation in terms of gradients. And we can look at it in terms of what is called slope. For those of us students who are studying physics, you will notice that this word slope and gradient will always be something you will always get to see and talk about. So on the surface, summarily, that's what differentiation essentially is talking about. Now, what are the areas of maths that you need to have a strong grasp of to understand differentiation? You cannot understand differentiation if you don't have a strong grasp of two important topics. One, algebra. and indices. Because the manipulations you're going to be making in integration and differentiation will be based on your knowledge of what? Algebra and your knowledge of what? Indices. By the time we start solving problems, you see that some of these things you think are very, very difficult are very, very simple. So this video, essentially what I want to achieve in this video is just to help to water things down. Help to water things down and bring your heart into differentiation. So, I said it's going to be a very short video and just to whet your appetite for what is to come. So, let's have a recap of what I've talked about. I said to understand differentiation, you must have an idea of a subject called mathematics. And in mathematics, there are three areas: algebra, geometry, and arithmetic, which all help you understand what is called calculus. Because when we talk about calculus, the basic building block of calculus is what? Differentiation and integration. And I said to differentiate will mean to do what? Break down. And to integrate will mean to do what? Build up. And I gave you keywords that you can borrow the understanding of the word rate from your arithmetic to understand what differentiation means. You're moving in y over moving in x. The other things, those who have strong knowledge of this course will begin to ask, but I don't want to take you there. I want to keep it as simple and as stupid as possible so that when we delve into the calculations, you begin to understand things better. I always like to take a moving approach to things. Even if you don't understand everything I've said, by the time we start solving problems, which is usually my best, I'll begin to open your eyes to some deeper understanding of this course. I also talked about integration. What does it mean to integrate? To integrate is to build up. Build up. So if you're not differentiating, you're actually what? Integrating. You get to understand the implication of some of all these things as we go deeper. So for now, I'm going to pause and allow you to enjoy the experience. Go over this video and do well to subscribe. Click the notification icon and subscribe to my channel and see more videos as they come. I've done some works on this and I want you to also look at them because this is going to be differentiation all from scratch. Thank you very much and I trust you'll be in my next class. God bless you.